8. Zihar. الذين يظاهرون منكم من نسائهم ما هن أمهاتهم إن أمهاتهم إلا اللائي ولدناهم وإنهم ليقولون منكرا من القول وزورا وإن الله لعفو غفور. والذين يظاهرون من نسائهم ثم يعودون لما قالوا فتحرير رقبة من قبل أن يتماسا ذلكم توعظون به والله بما تعملون خبير. فمن لم يجد فصيام شهرين متتابعين من قبل أن يتماسا فمن لم يستطع فإطعام 60 مسكينا ذلك لتؤمنوا بالله ورسوله وتلك حدود الله وَلِلْكَافِرِينَ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ. Those among you who commit zihar with their wives, they cannot become their mothers. None can be their mothers except those who gave birth to them. And in fact, such people say something very immoral and false. And truly, God is forgiving and merciful. And in this matter, the directive is that those who do zihar with their wives then wish to go back on the words they uttered, then a slave should be liberated before they touch each other. Thus are you admonished to do, and God is well acquainted with all that you do. And if a slave is not available to a person, he should fast for 2 months consecutively before they touch each other. And if he is unable to do even this, he should feed 60 indigent ones. This is because you may show your faith in God and His Messenger. Those are limits set by God. Only the rejectors of God and His Messenger cross them, and there is a grievous punishment for such rejectors. Surah number 58, verses 2 to 4. The above quoted verses spell out the directive of zihar. Like ilah, this was also a term of the Arab Jahiliyyah society. It meant that a person had uttered the following words for his wife: Anta alayya ka zahri ummi, or if I touch you, it would be as if I touched the back of my own mother. These words in those times would amount to giving such a divorce to the wife, after which a wife had to be separated from her husband. The Arabs would think that by saying such words, a husband is not only severing marital ties with his wife, he is also prohibiting her for himself like his own mother. Consequently, though after divorcing a wife, a husband had the right to revoke it, but after doing zihar, there was no chance left for him for any revocation. The Quran has mentioned this very directive. The first thing which is stated in the above quoted verses is that if a person is unseemly enough to regard his wife as his mother, or likens some limb of his wife to that of his mother, then such an utterance does not make the wife his mother, and neither is she endowed with the sanctity a mother has. To be a mother is a reality, since she has given birth to a person. The sanctity in relationship she is invested with is because of this very fact. This is an eternal and natural sanctity which only a real mother has. No other lady who is called by this name in such a manner can ever possess this sanctity. Consequently, such an utterance neither breaks marital ties, nor does a wife become prohibited for a person like his mother. The Quran at another place points to this aspect in the following words: وَمَا جَعَلَ أَزْوَاجَكُمُ اللَّائِي تُظَاهِرُونَ مِنْهُمْ أُمَّهَاتِكُمْ. And God has not made your wives whom you divorced by zihar your mothers. Surah number 33, verse 4. The second thing which the verses of Surah Mujadala quoted above point out is that if a person utters such a sentence, then he should know that these are very indecent and fallacious words which no civilized person can ever think of, let alone uttering them. Such a person could have been heavily taken to task by the Almighty, but He is most gracious and most merciful. So, if a person overcome by anger says these false and abominable words and then realizes his mistake, he shall be forgiven by the Almighty. The third thing emphasized in the verses is that a person who utters these words shall not be allowed to go scot-free. Such loose talk gravely affects the social life, and thus it is essential that such a person be punished for this unbecoming behavior so that he is careful in future and others also learn a lesson from this. Consequently, it is decreed that he must atone his sin before going near his wife in the following manner. A slave woman or a slave man should be set free. If slaves are not available, he should fast consecutively for 2 months. If this is also not possible, he should feed 60 indigent people. The Almighty has said that if this directive is followed by the believers in its true spirit, their faith in God and His Prophet will be strengthened. The reason for this is that if a person atones for any of his sins by taking such pains, this not only compensates his sin, but also increases his faith and beliefs.